Hello, my name is Leo and I'm representing Pacea. So I want to start talking to you about Bruno. We met him while doing interviews in Rocinha, the second biggest slum in Brazil. Bruno is a 25-year-old man that makes about $350 a month. When he was 21, he found out that he had developed hypertension due to bad eating habits and lack of exercise in general. As he has a tight budget, every time he goes to his local market, he faces a tough decision. He can either buy junk food that's a bit cheaper, it's easier to prepare, he thinks a bit tastier, but it's really bad for his health, or healthier food. It takes him much more time to prepare, it's a bit harder, but it's an important part of his treatment. Unfortunately, he usually ends up choosing junk food. The same thing goes when he goes to drugstores, gyms, or even doctors. He has that budget, so he has to do his choices. Just like Bruno, other 250 million people in the world are living in slums with chronic diseases and have tight budgets. What if we could help these people make the right decisions? Well, that's what Pacea is all about. Pacea is a platform that allows consumers to receive mobile airtime in exchange of healthier choices. Well, there are a few things you might be asking yourself. First of all, why mobile airtime? Well, there are 5 billion prepaid phones in the world. In Brazil, for instance, 85% of the slum dwellers have cell phones. So mobile airtime is cheap and highly valuable by low-income consumers. And how does Pacea work? It's pretty simple. When a consumer decides to buy a healthy option, like vegetables, fruits, or even a medicine for a disease he has to take care of, he goes to his local market. The market he then pays for his health product, and the market shares a part of his margin in the form of mobile airtime with his customer. He registers the amount he wants to share, and then pays in our system, and then the consumer receives 90% of the value the merchant has shared with it, with us giving 10% of it. All this happens through our Pacea merchant system, and the consumers can check their balance through the mobile and web app. And why would the merchant use Pacea instead of just giving cash back to the customers? Well, we did some interviews and discovered that 80% of the people would prefer to receive mobile airtime instead of the cash back for values up to 35 cents. If the merchant can use just 3% of the revenue back in the form of mobile airtime to the customers, he can increase the customer loyalty by 30%. And at the same time, by increasing the adherence to treatment in his customers, he can also increase the lifetime value of them. To make sure the merchants will actually try our system, we're going to give the first 10% merchant in every community an average of $10 so he can run the system. That should be about enough for him to run the system for about a month. And what about big sponsors, companies that actually want to sponsor a project? Well, we have a sales team focused on it, being it pharmaceutical companies that just want to improve the adherence to the treatments, governments that want to run more efficient vaccination campaigns, or NGOs that just want to push for healthier consumption habits. We have an implementation plan starting in the first quarter with the development of the platform, prototyping it with both customers and merchants. In the second quarter, we developed the partnerships with the telecom companies that will help us deliver the mobile airtime. In the third quarter, we started a pilot in Rocinha, targeting 30,000 users. And in the fourth quarter, we roll out to other slums in Brazil. Just taking a look at our financial and operational outlines, we hope that by the end of the 13th month, we'll have 200,000 active users. In 2 years, a $2 million revenue. And by the 28th month, reach the break-even point. For that, we're going to need 2 rounds of finance. In the first one, we need to raise $350,000. That will cover our pre-operational expenses in a year that we're not going to have revenue. We'll pay for the system development, and we'll also pay for the salespeople in communities to get merchants, and for the buy-in of $10 for the merchants. In a second round, once the pilot is completed, we actually need to roll out the project to the other slums, and we need 600,000 more, basically for a market campaign, again for the buy-in and for the new salespeople, and to actually develop additional features to the system. I'll leave you with a slide with some information about the team so you can get to know us a bit better. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Have you tested it with merchants?
Yeah, we actually talked to about 20 merchants. They really liked the idea, they thought it was good. They don't really have access to many marketing tools, So it's something for local communities that's really useful to them.
And are you just going to buy the airtime from the telco?
What, sorry?
Are you going to buy the airtime from the telco?
Yeah, that's it. The merchant, we just like keep the money from the merchant and just buy their time and give it to the customer.
And how are you going to let people know about it?
So basically, we're expecting the merchants to push the service to their clients. That's why we're going to give them $10 so they can use the system and try to drive their customer loyalty.
Any other questions? What's the incentive for the merchant to be part of it though, really?
So we're going to have a sales team on the ground with community people actually going for merchants, talking to them, and talking about the advantages of using them, like increasing the customer loyalty and increasing the lifetime value of the customers. And we're also giving $10 for 10% first merchants, and then we hope like the externalities will just go on and multiply the system.